Thanks everybody for attending. Just a reminder, this is recorded. Look for a motion to approve the agenda with flexibility.
I'll make a motion, we approve the agenda flexibility.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Review and approval of minutes from the March 10th meeting. Look for a motion.
This is just a typo, Tyler.
The March, yes.
Yeah, it should say February, so it's February,
Should say March.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes from the March 10th meeting.
We have a motion. Have a second.
I'll second.
And we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? New business. It's like PC 2026-01.
Yeah, and the property owner's just now walking in here.
Okay, so we'll hang tight a second. This is code, all right.
Yes, close line. Coming in here.
That's the correct pronunciation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
What's their name?
Should be fine. Yeah, David.
Dave.
Courtney, David Simmons, Pat. That's him. I've corrected that typo already.
Oh, for the public, okay. All right, to the new business, PC 2026-01. We'll open the public hearing on this.
So basically, the salon, Coda Salon down there, that is operating, it has been operating as a business for many years. Mr. Davidson approached, I don't know, last fall sometime and asked about rezoning it. They came in this spring, obviously, to fill out the paperwork and get it done. All letters have been sent out, no, a couple questions on it, but once we explained what we were doing, no complaints or issues.
Is there any comment from the public?
And just so you guys are aware, you guys will approve a recommendation, approve a finding of fact to send to the council. So that's the process at hand. Angela, is there any chance you can flip on my iPad over there?
I already did.
Thank you.
So we have no public comment. I guess with that, we'll close the public hearing part of it. And then,
So there is a finding of fact in your package tonight. And basically says that you guys are approving that change from R4 to downtown commercial, and that it is already being used as a commercial property, and this just makes it congruent with what its current property use is.
anybody have any questions for Tyler on any further?
No, it brings it all into consistency.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, like the one individual that called, I'm like, okay, it's not going back. I mean, look at it, it's all concrete yard, like, and they're like, yep, makes perfect sense, let's make it happen, so.
Without any further discussion, I'll look for a motion.
No further discussion. I make a motion, we approve PC 2026-01 for residential R4 to downtown commercial zoning.
Have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
So, just so you're aware, it goes to the council at our next regular scheduled meeting, which is April 17th. It'll be on the agenda there as well. There's not a requirement for you to be present, but encourage in case they have questions. I don't know that they will.
I'll be out of town, I'm actually working.
It's April 21st, it's a Tuesday.
I can do that.
Yes, it is, sorry, you're
Yeah,
right.
I'll be there for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Move on to, what's this, BZA 2026-03, property at 11206 Rio Vista Avenue.
So tonight, you guys are affirming moving this on, and if you guys have any comments towards it, I did include the drawing in there, the one drawing in there. It is, at the foundation, he's asking for a 7.5-foot setback. I believe at the roof line, it'd be 6.5 because he's gonna have a 1-foot overhang. So that's the discrepancy, I believe, between the two, and we'll get clarification on that at the BZA. And I know there was some concern about the tightness in that area. It does stay out of all easements. And he made sure that was the case, and we pulled up all the old deed documents down there to make sure of that, so. The side setback is fine, he's got plenty of room there, I think he has 2 or 3 extra feet there, but the rear setback, he's gonna need, or wants to encroach closer than the 25-foot required.
And that's the 7.5 foot.
Yeah, so that's the foundation. The other print that he had printed shows 6 foot. Sorry, that's 7'2", not 7.5. So the other one shows 6'2", but I believe he has a 1-foot overhang on that end of the house, or the gable end of the house.
There's an easement that goes through there, though, right?
Yes, yep.
So,
And that easement is 6 foot. Yeah, it's 6 foot. So it's a 12-foot easement. 6 foot on his property, 6 foot on the neighbor's property.
So he's only about a foot and some off the easement.
Yes.
yeah.
Which is similar to one we did over last year, just around the corner from him. But there is some different circumstances in that case, so.
There's quite a bit of difference between this one and over there as far as.
Yeah, the lot behind it, yes.
Yeah,
The other one backed up to city property,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
backed up
It
to
was
city property.
Yes. Okay.
So I anticipate some conversation at the BZA level for this, and if there's the potential for reduction or not in it, I don't know that, that's gonna be for the owner to decide, so. If not, then,
So, to be clear, I'm a little confused on some of that. 6 and 6 foot, and he's asking to come up to the
within a foot of that, so it's gonna be a foot 2 inches shy.
I'll be outside.
You're just outside of a foot 2 inches
Of the easement.
of the easement,
I
yes.
heard 25 foot earlier, so I.
Yeah, so the required is 25 foot from the property line. His current house is 28 feet. He's looking at doing a 20 foot and change add-on. Does that make
You don't
sense?
have, are you the property owner on the other side?
No,
Oh, okay.
I have not heard from anybody.
I tried to buy it, they said no.
So, to be honest, I have not heard anything from anybody over there. Everybody was mailed within 300 feet of the property a letter. So, and not one word from anybody.
So we'll see what shows up.
Yeah, for the BZA meeting.
Right.
It's advertised to come to the BZA meeting, not here necessarily. This is just a pre-hearing, not even a pre-hearing, it's just that you guys understand and pass it on. Even if you guys were to say not to pass it on or that it's not a good, it's ultimately up to the BZA to make the decision. So it seems kind of mute.
Right.
But if there would be something in the code that you guys would see, you could add that onto it. Hey, you really need to watch for this.
Right now, his fence is,
Yeah, it's actually on the neighbor's property
on the
according to,
neighbor's property.
according to the zoning. Or
Is there some kind of a written agreement on that?
what? I doubt it. I mean, they probably just decided to put a fence up and that's where it landed back in the day.
What is, that seems to be the practice around here.
Oh,
You
in the
put a
90s it
fence
was.
up and don't bother getting your property lines.
Yep.
Because that's, this is about the second or third time we've talked about that.
A lot of things happened in the past that I try not to allow happen now.
Well, that's concerning because it looks like he has more room than he actually has.
Right.
yeah, but if you look at the property stakes,
Yes,
if you go inside
right.
the fence line,
He has a property staked out.
yeah,
Yeah, I saw that. It looks like does he own the property, what would be to the east of him or whatever that
Yes,
is?
yeah, he owns another lot over there, bare lot over there.
So that'd be the place to put the addition. It's not that way. Take that tree
I
down.
don't own the house, I can't tell him where
I
to put
know.
his addition. I don't know how that helps him or hurts him, so.
Yeah, I know.
Any further discussion on this? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve or not approve.
At this point, I'd make a motion we approve, pass it on to BZA and let BZA take care of it.
We have a motion, we have a second.
I don't know. I don't like how it's very narrow back there and the fence issue bothers me, but I don't know that we have any say in it. I mean, I guess we can second and let them deal with it.
Quite honestly, I don't think it'll get through the BZA.
Right, well, I'll second it, but
Okay, we have a
restrictions.
a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm opposed.
You're opposed, and I abstain. So,
That doesn't count as a no vote. An abstention doesn't count as a no vote,
Right.
so we're fine.
so
It passes.
It passes. On to old business, approval of budget to rezone cemeteries. Looks like you're looking for 1,000.
Yes. Roughly $1,000, it's roughly $10 an address. It's roughly $10 an address. My guess is we're gonna probably have between 70 and 90 addresses out there. I haven't officially pulled all of them yet. But that'll allow us to rezone, basically I have to certify mail everybody within 300 feet of the address,
Is that
the two parcels.
just those, not the one over by the school?
Well, I have this one over here to do too, so
Okay.
we're gonna do them all.
Okay, alright. So you're just looking for a motion for,
Yep, for approval of it.
okay.
I guess I either missed the discussion or don't understand exactly. I remember we talked about rezoning the cemeteries. But I don't understand where you're coming, I heard you say $10 per
Certified letter.
what?
Certified letter that has to be sent out.
And it's actually
Oh.
11.
What is it? It's 11. Yeah.
I'd say it's $11
Yeah.
and some odd cents now.
Correct. Affecting parties around it.
Okay,
So every address within 300 foot of the lot lines has to
Okay.
be notified that we're rezoning them.
okay,
And that's our standard procedure for any rezone. So like for him, normally the petitioner has to pay for it, but since we're doing it as a town, we have to pay for it.
okay. Gotcha. Thank you for the clarification.
There's a lot more.
Huh?
There's a lot more in your case.
Yeah, because I got three different parcels that we're working towards.
And going from the current one to versus ag, is there any advantage for us as a town?
It just matches the use. And so when the cemetery came in and a year ago, they want to do some upgrades to their property, but because of our failure to properly zone it, it increases their cost dramatically. So that's when we started down the rabbit hole of talking to our attorneys, and our attorneys are like, look, this was really probably an error in the beginning. It should have been correctly done. And that's when they suggested that probably the best course of action is for us to, because the cemeteries have been there forever. So their recommendation was that we correct it as a zoning correction to match the use to what was there since, 1800s probably.
Okay, my question is that we're rezoning to R5, correct?
Correct. Just the cemeteries.
Yes, I understand that, just a cemetery. Is there any benefit to rezone it to ZAG, is my question.
We could. I'd have to verify what the uses are allowed in ag.
Is there any benefit to the town for doing that?
No,
Okay,
none. You mean as far as there's no benefit? No.
okay.
And I don't know, I think that if I remember correctly, ag, it's a special exception and not an allowed use or permitted use. Cause I looked at going to ag and I think it was a special, like you have, so it's still like the school. The school wants to do anything, they had to get the special, so that they would have to still go through that same process. Essentially, right now they have to get a variance to do whatever if they wanna do any kind of upgrades or major upkeep. If they go to ag, they have to get a special exception, which is essentially doing the same thing. And really takes a little bit more work, so. It just brings them, their properties into alignment with what the intended uses are.
So right now, we're just approving the budget.
Just send them letters, and that'll be on our May 12th meeting.
Any further discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Send your letters.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see, oh boy. Approval of building landscape buffer plan for Anytime Fitness.
So I've actually, the one I sent you guys, I thought was the correct one, and somehow between the two emails, I grabbed the non-updated version. So I don't know if you guys can see, but right here on the map, right in here, he's added a headlight block to stop the headlights from going out that way. He is 4 trees short in the overall linear footage. It requires a tree every 30 feet, 15-foot offsets, which is what he has there, 1.5 caliper deciduous. So that is what he's showing there, minus 4 trees. If you notice here, we had talked about doing a headlight block here, but the owner behind that wants a clear view of Amsterd's Road, and I've asked him to get a letter to verify that at some point. But that was the request of the homeowner that they not block that area in particular. So with the 4 more trees, he has plenty of opportunity to slip those in. This back edge is already pretty clustered with other trees, so I don't know that they'll go in there. But they could go along that south face there as a buffer. It does have to go into the buffer zone. And it's, I'll be honest, it's like 3.25 or some odd number in the linear footage. So, and he had the updates done, and I said that we would approve it, or we would look at approving it tonight on the night's agenda to get him started on it. If you guys recall, there was some original conversation about working with the individual owners. As I reviewed the plan, I thought the best course of action forward was to go this route and bring it back for you guys to review.
So who's going to make sure they get all the trees in there?
I'll have to go over and count them according to
You'll
plan.
do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Same person that,
Just want to know who the enforcer is.
my buddy. No, we'll go over and look at it.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I think he'll put in the right.
You want now?
I think he'll do it right.
Yeah, I think he'll put in the right number, yeah.
I think so, you trust him.
So like I said, it is,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a staged plan, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Seamus, you're probably not gonna do everything around the building right away. You're gonna do,
We'll do the buffer obviously first.
Yeah.
To meet code,
you know,
so that
get out of
we're
that.
good there. I mean, obviously a project like that, I don't know, I'm guessing it's gonna be 30 grand worth of landscaping there that
I would consider,
I asked the architect to design it to where I could do it in stages as we had the money. Obviously, there's certain things we have to do this spring to meet code. And then as we have the money,
knock the rest of it out.
yeah, I mean, obviously we'll start in front or we'll
Yeah.
work around, but.
Are they just worried about casting light onto the highway or what? Like,
So the code states within buffer, so between a commercial property and a residential property, there's required buffer. And our code is very specific on the kind of buffer that is required depending on the type of commercial. So this is obviously, OC is obviously the lightest commercial, and that's where the deciduous trees come in. As you get into heavier, sometimes it requires rounding. It does require the trees to be 1.5 inch caliper deciduous and a minimum 6 foot tall. That's what the code states.
When you own the whole block, you don't have to worry about it.
So, it's, I mean, it's some about headlights, it's some about noise, it's some about a little bit of everything. Break the building up, break the side of the building up, you know, that kind of stuff.
Understood.
When you say as money becomes available, what time period are you looking at?
Oh, I don't know, probably over 2 or 3 years.
For the complete package, but the
Yeah.
buffer will be done this year.
Yeah, yeah.
You like the
Will there be some kind of letter of agreement between the two, between the
So-
town and?
To be fair, the only thing our code requires is the buffer segment. So we have not, like the rest of it is, our code is written very vague and says, makes the property look appealing, I believe is the way it's somehow written. The only thing that's required in our code is the buffer trees, and then I had him add the arch there to accommodate the headlights coming in. So my guess, if I'm guessing correctly, is that Shane's probably gonna do this section here to block headlights, this block section here, and at least this section here with all the trees needed to start with, and then the rest of it literally states, makes the property look appealing. So, could,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very vague when it actually comes to the actual landscaping requirements. It's not like the city of Fort Wayne that requires 6 bushes for every island and all that. We don't have that code.
All we have control over is the buffer.
The buffer.
You understand that?
And the rough is just a good handshake deal, huh?
Well, I mean, if he wants his building to look good, he does it the way he wants, right?
All right.
Same thing we get into houses, right? I require 2 trees in the front and 1 in the rear. That's what our code says.
Are you serious? I'm kind of one
And if they die, you're responsible for replacement. That's the other thing it says.
You have to have 2 trees, is that what it says?
That's what, if you build a new home in town.
With new builds, yeah.
Wish they wouldn't have cut down 15 behind my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have.
So,
That's like a ghost town, but.
so yeah, if you guys approve it tonight, the buffer trees have got to go up to 16, and I would expect that to be a part of any motion. That saying that we approve the plan as on site with 16, or with 4 additional trees, added for buffering.
There you go.
Any further discussion or questions for Tyler or Seamus?
Not far away.
If not, I'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve the landscape plan with the addition of 4 more deciduous trees for the buffer area.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes.
Can't just use a minutes or something?
Just, next
Yep,
meetings.
meeting change.
Okay, so looks like our next meeting will be May 12th at 6 PM.
Want some welded
There it is. Hey guys, we're having a meeting here. Next meeting will be May 12th at 6. Meeting location change will be Central Ministries in Leo, 14,717 Amstutz Road.
And that is because we're gonna have the text amendment on our agenda that night. So, the amendment to be from 8,500 square feet required in the R5 down to some number all the way to 0. So, and I expect people to attend. And
We're hoping.
we're hoping.
Yeah.
I expect people to attend.
I expect too.
And I don't wanna be crowded.
That isn't almost workable.
Right, anything
Will
else?
our,
Tyler?
will our video be fine that night?
Huh?
Will our video be okay that night?
Yeah. It will.
I heard there's a tech down there that does a pretty good job.
It's okay.
And currently, our square footage requirement's 3,500 feet.
No, our current square footage in R5 is 8,500 square feet.
I'm sorry,
8,500.
8,500.
Yes. The council approved last night, at last night's meeting, to send a postcard to every resident in town. So we're in the process of finalizing those, and hopefully you'll have them out early next week.
Is there anything else from the board or Tyler? good. Meeting adjourned.
Can I ask what's going on?
Hold on a second.